And I need one more package, that is the yarn add react router DOM. So we need to install that react router DOM, okay, because that is for the navigation purpose. To move from one screen to another, we are installing the react router DOM. So now I installed all the necessary packages. So let's go back here and let me delete all this app. Inside this app I don't need anything. Let me delete everything. App, and this, for this I don't need this app.css also. Let me delete that app.css too. Delete it. And I don't need this logo. Let me delete basically everything and RAFC, and here we go. Now I do have my app, and I'm just going to say class text LG. Basically that means a large text, and text blue. We are going to use the blue color. Let's see whether it is working fine or not. And yarn start. So that will start our React app. Whatever, it's loaded and it's not loading over. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, it's loading in my another screen. So let me bring it here. Okay, local host 300, and here we go. We do have this app now. All right, so let me bring it to the same screen now. Bring it here. We'll keep it in the same screen itself. Put it in the right side and put it in the left side. Let me reduce it. All right, then let me reduce this one too. Fine. So now what I need to do is I need to create a login screen, and if the user is successfully logged in, we're just going to navigate that user to our what we can say, we have to navigate the user to the home screen. To do that, what I need to do is, all I need to do is to configure the main router first. So let's go ahead and configure that main router. Just a minute. And where it is, come on. All right, so to do that, first of all, what we need to do is we need to install our import our main router, where it is index.js. Here we go. And here I'm just going to say import browser router as router. Okay, so then I need to wrap this app into this router. Save the changes. Now this is inside the router, and let's go to the app. Okay, anything which is comes to the app, that is the main thing. So let me close this. I'm just going to say width. What width should always be screen width, and minimum height, that is going to be screen. All right, and then that's fine. I think so, that is fine, and everything should be in the center. So flex item center and justify the items in the center. All right, so inside here we are going to bring that two different route. So to do that, first I need to import the route. So routes, not this one, routes. Yeah, routes. Inside this routes, we are going to bring the route. So if the path is equals to /star, that means that needs to be open the home container. Okay, so far we don't have nothing. And if that path is equals to login/login, then we need to open the login container. So let's go ahead and create the containers first. So right click, new folder, and I'm just going to say container. Inside this, I'm just going to create two different files, home.jsx RAFCE and login.jsx RAFCE, and I'm going to create an index file. So what's the reason I'm just using the index file? This index.jsx.js. I'll show you. So let's say let's save these changes. If I'm using the home container over here, home / and if you look at this, it's importing the home as a separate import statement like container slash home. Think about it, if you're having a multiple components or multiple containers inside the container for like 10 to 15, so it will bring a 10 to 15 import statement over here. So we don't want to do that. So that's the reason I just created an index file, index.js file over there, and click it, and I'm going to export it from here. Export default as home from /home. Okay, save the changes and do the same thing for your login also, as login from /login. Save the changes. Now if I go here and if I import this statement, look at that, it's coming from the container. And if I am importing the login container, that will be added in the same import statement. So that's the reason we do have the index.js over there. So save the changes, and now by default we are inside the home, and if I want to navigate to login, so that will takes me to the login screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the login screen first. So open here, and this I'm just going to say class, use the width, full width, and height full, and then flex everything in the center, item center, and justify in the center. All right, so then instead of this text, what I'm going to do is, instead of this text, I'm going to create a division, and that division is going to be class width. We can say, that means in a small screen it should take the full width, but once the small screen is finished, it should take the width as what we can do is, we can say 384 pixels. Okay, with 384 pixels, and border gray 200 or 200, and padding I'm just going to give 4, and I'm going to say rounded empty, so that means you can see this option. Okay, so still this is a small screen, so we can add some padding here also, padding 4, so that you can see this pretty much clear over here. All right, so then inside here I need to bring that sign in with Google and sign in with GitHub, those two options, and I'm just going to say flex column, item center, justify it in center, and the gap between each and every items, it's going to be 4. Save the changes. All right, so let me break this view word wrap where it is, word wrap, so that you can see everything in the same screen. Fine. And inside here, to bring that sign in with Google and sign in with GitHub, we need an icon. So of course we need a package. So I'm going to use the React icon. So yarn add React icons. So this will add the React icons, which is necessary for us. And if you go here, where it is, oh, here it is. Let me bring this to that screen. Okay, so here, if you search for React icons, the very first link, and that will gives you the installation guide and everything and how to use them. So here I'm just going to search for Google. If you search for Google, you can find this FC Google icon. This is the one we are going to use it. So click it, that will be copied, the name will be copied, and now the icons is imported. And here I'm going to create a division, and that division is going to be, what happened, minimize it. So class name, and that is going to be here. I'm just going to say use the complete width, and px it's going to be 6, py it's going to be 3, and bg it's going to be white, and shadow, nothing, you're not going to use the shadow, and hover I'm just going to say shadow ending. All right, whenever I'm hovering it, it should have some shadow. Save the changes. Still it doesn't, you can't see anything. And here inside, instead of bg white, we can say gray 100. Save the changes. Now you might able to see that option over here. Now what I can do is, instead of this gray color, I'll keep it as white itself. I'll give a gray color for this background. Okay, now I'll give a white color for this PG white. Now inside that division will looks in a white color, and the background, the entire thing will be in a gray color. That looks much better. And then I'm going to say rounded MD, and everything inside should be flux item center and justify in the center. And the first option is we are going to display, that is the oops, not this one, this one. Copy it again, paste it here, not like this, like this. Come on. All right, and we need to import this. Press Ctrl/. Sometimes it will not show auto import, but you need to import it manually first time. So import fc google from, that is coming from the React icons, which is coming from fc package. Okay, now we can see that icon over there. Look at that, it's looking good. Now we need to make it bigger. So class name text for Excel, and I think that's enough. Yeah, for Excel is pretty much enough. Fine. Instead of rounded MB, we can say rounded full. Cool, that's looking good. And now here, what we can do is, I can give a text message like sign in with Gmail. Say the changes. That will be displayed over there. And we need some gap in between it. So gap 6, not 6, 3. Save the changes. So now we do have some gap in between it. Let's add some color. Text name, text LG, and font semi-bold. Save the changes, and text gray 500 or 600 something. Okay, so that's looking pretty much fine with me. Okay, then what we can do is, we can bring one more button just like the same way. And what we can do is just copy and paste this division, copy and paste this division, and this is going to be your sign in with GitHub. Save the changes. Now we do have sign in with GitHub option, but instead of this icon, I'm going to bring the GitHub. I'm going to use, what is that? This one, font awesome GitHub. So we need to import that package, and let's try whether it is able to pick up the auto input. No. Import from React icons FA font awesome. All right, so now we do have that package over here. Look at that. So it's loaded successfully. Now I'll add one more thing for cursor over here and here. Cursor, it's going to be pointer. Okay, so that will give the pointer cursor. Look at that. So it's looking fine now. Now all I need to do is, when I click this, I need to do some actions. All right, so to do that, first I need to configure the Firebase in our project. So let's go ahead and do that configuration in our project.